Morning, Mr. Hanssen. Another day, another dollar.
Oh, is that how you perceive our work of curing the sick and saving lives?
It was a joke.
Why did you become a doctor, I wonder?
Oh, I don't know, the usual. Good Jewish boy. Medicine fought the law and the law won.
And that would be another joke?
Yes.
Do you enjoy your job?
Yes, I do, yes. Very much, thank you.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
In this car park, walking to this hospital, ready for another day's work, probably.
As a registrar?
I suppose. Well, if you'll excuse me, I don't want to be late on.
No.
No, you won't excuse me?
No, you won't be going to Keller.
I'm sorry?
AAU.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, Mr. Spencer will be spending more time on the new plastics initiative, so I'm looking for an experienced pair of hands to run acute admissions.
Like, just for today?
Like, not just for today.
Me?
You?
I'm obviously very flattered, Mr. Hanssen. I just don't think I'm cut out for full-time AAU.
Oh. Well, very well. I'll go ahead and advertise the post.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, that will entail making a registrar from our current staff redundant.
Oh.
Do you think, Mr. Levy, you might be able to step up?
We're currently performing over 500 procedures a year.
Well, that's very healthy, particularly in the current climate of reduced demand for cardiothoracics.
Our survival rate is nearly 97.5.
Well above the national average.
And GP referrals are up.
Yes, but Miss Naylor, I can understand you perhaps feeling a little nervous about the plastics work, but it's a pilot study. It's a feasibility exercise.
So you haven't made any final decisions yet?
My concern is to safeguard the future of this hospital. If we can establish a viable plastics unit alongside our existing NHS portfolio, if we can make it run smoothly, then it will be for the benefit of us all. I'm sure I can count on your support.
Of course, at all times.
Good morning. Another day, another Sasha Levy by the look of it.
Just new improved?
I've been taking a look at your throughput figures.
Yes.
Very impressive.
Oh, I'm glad you're pleased.
It can be tough down on AAU.
Not tough. Perhaps a little challenging.
No problems for you down there, then?
Only opportunities.
Like the tie, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Shoes could do with a bit of a polish. Surgery?
I'm considering it, yes.
What are the chances of success?
Not high, but if I don't operate, then food intake is always going to be accompanied by severe abdominal pain. There's a significant risk of bowel infarction and necrosis, and pretty soon she's going to require total parental nutrition.
You think she's strong enough to withstand the procedure? She's old, frail, malnourished. And the presence of mesenteric angina suggests the entire vascular system's likely to be compromised.
The fact remains that...
So given the patient's age, I'd like you to consider treating her medically. It's in the patient's best interest, I think.
You're not thinking of the patient. You're thinking about the money. If she was 30 years younger, you'd have given her a chance.
Hold on.
You look at her and think, at her age, she isn't worth the cost of your anaesthetic.
Elizabeth.
I know this illness, Mr. Hanssen. I've seen it before. You can't not operate.
That's enough, Elizabeth.
Please, Mr. Hanssen. Don't condemn her to a painful death.
Mr. Griffin's decision.
My office.
Back me up here, Elliot.
Jack. Please carry on. The snake in the grass?
The lady was here before me. She should have her operation before me.
Well, your logic is very persuasive, Mr. Clark Jones.
It's only fair.
However, I'm sure you'll appreciate that the NHS cannot simply operate a system of first come, first served.
I tried to explain to the gentleman that on a cardiac ward, a cardiac procedure will always take priority over cosmetic surgery.
Plastic surgery, Miss Naylor?
Plastic surgery, my mistake.
A common error.
Rose needs her op every bit as much as I need mine. She wants to be able to wear a bikini.
Ah.
The woman's over 60.
And is there a problem with that?
No, no problem.
Well, thank you so very much for bringing this to my attention. I think we should pencil in your op for next week.
And Rose?
I shall personally make sure that she has her procedure done today.
Thank you. I shall go and pack my case.
Gentlemen?
Ms. Naylor?
Mr. Barty, would you just give us a moment, please? Of course. Thank you. Now, I do realise that UCT people pay lip service to the principle that all surgeons are created equal, but I think, in truth, you believe that some surgeons are created more equal than others.
I wouldn't say that. As you know, I spent many years myself working as a general surgeon.
Yes, but for the moment, Miss Naylor, your job is to mend faulty hearts, whereas mine is to decide on hospital policy and the distribution of very scarce resources, and that includes the beds on Darwin. I hope I made myself clear.
Crystal.
Oh, that's very gratifying, thank you. In fact, Mr. Barty and Mr. Spence have been telling me they've quite a waiting list for their procedures, so I'm minded to allocate them another bed on Darwin, along with the appropriate theatre slots. Miss Naylor?
Mr. Hanssen.
So?
Mr. Hanssen?
Come in. Mr. Levy.
A young man nearly died today because of me. My resignation.
Sit down, please. Now, you were attempting to fix an abdominal bleed, I believe?
The patient had a fractured pelvis and I dislodged a shard of bone.
That was blocking a tear in the internal iliac artery, yes, I know. More to the point, though, you didn't know, did you? Not in advance. We can only proceed in good faith with the information available to us.
I put the patient through unnecessary trauma, and this was my first day. I'm just not the sort of doctor this hospital needs on AAU.
I do wish that people would allow me to be the judge of what this hospital does or doesn't need. Do you think, Mr. Levy, I put you on AAU on a whim? A moment of capriciousness, was it? Or perhaps some zany little idea I dreamt up in the shower one morning? Well, it was none of those things. You see, I understand you subsequently diagnosed an underlying condition that was causing the patient some distress?
Yes.
Your approach to medicine isn't my approach, or Mr. Spencer's approach, or indeed Mr. Hamilton's approach. But it is an approach that I value, and which, moreover, is of great benefit to this hospital. So I don't really have time for this now, I'm afraid. If you must, you'll come and see me again at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you.